As investigative agencies are making big leads on the casino scam, we are breaking a big exclusive on the alleged political angle which is now emerging. In mega exclusive, we break the exclusive information on the WhatsApp chats of Chicoti Praveen, which has become critical in the emerging casino scam. Enforcement directed sources now confirming a Hawala angle to the casino scam. We break the big details on it. Also breaking tonight is the big angle on the foreign shores angle to the casino scam. And as casino scam explodes, we bring you the speculation based on investigation on the possibility of a big Bollywood angle. Enforcement Directorate attaches 415 crore worth assets of builders Avinash Bhosle and Sanjay Chabaria. Republic accesses exclusive images of the properties belonging to Pune-based businessmen Avinash Bhosle and Sanjay Chabaria. And we bring you a massive exclusive on the loaded Jharkhand illegal mining mafia case later in the show. Well, this is a blockbuster edition of This is Exclusive as we get you all details of three big stories, starting from a story that perhaps everyone has brushed it under the carpet. This is the big gambling scam that is now being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate. Now, as the Enforcement Directorate continues to investigate and question Praveen Chicoti in the casino scam, Republic breaks a mega exclusive lead in the scandal. Right from political links to Bollywood connections to Hawala angle, we get fresh details in the casino scam. In fact, let's begin with the first big breaking news that's coming in. Let's take a look at that and let's put out the details. The political angle that is basically now emerging, that's the latest details that are coming in. Let's try and explain what the story is all about and why this has deep connections from politics to Bollywood. Let's take a look at the first big angle that's emerging, the political link. Top sources indicating that TRS cabinet ministers' family members are now under the scanner. We're talking about a man called Chicoti Praveen. He has basically organized multiple gambling events, and these are international gambling events that have come under the scanner because that's where we are being told that the political angle is emerging. Family of the top TRS minister is now under the watch of the Enforcement Directorate. That's primarily because we are now being told that the cabinet minister's family members did actually participate in that international gambling event. We'll put out the details of the gambling events in a short while from now, but here is it how that's panning out. The family members of the TRS cabinet minister was actually in touch with the staff members of Chicoti, and it was Praveen Chicoti who had basically organized this. There were details that are now emerging of how there's a possibility of money exchange taking place. That's something that is still being investigated. Whether at all this was done for free to begin with for the political leaders' family members, that's something that we'll have to keep a watch on, but that's still being investigated. But the big breaking news now coming in, a TRS cabinet minister under the scanner. His family members were in touch with Praveen Chicoti. In our next breaking, we'll also give you details of what's the connection. But first up, Niranjan, just to put this into perspective, what is this case all about? And the first big breaking news coming in of the TRS cabinet minister.
Well, you know, this is a very interesting story, Shravan, and if I can ask my producers to pull up those pictures of him with cars, with snakes, with ostriches, with lizards. If I can just play those visuals, this actually puts the story into perspective. There is a man called Chicoti Praveen, right? Let me show you the pictures actually. Let's show you the pictures full frame because it's important to establish the story and tell our viewers who he is and why he is extremely, not just interesting, but also controversial. And someone who likes to show off his wealth and someone who runs many casinos. And we are now hearing Shravan. And if I can show the visuals of his cars, and there he is. That's Praveen Chicoti, accused in the casino scam. And he's being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate. Now we are hearing Shravan, and you will be able to tell us more about this. A top minister in Telangana, and we can put that breaking on the plates as well, that there is a top minister in Telangana whose family links are being investigated. It's not just one party, Shravan. In fact, ED sources may be saying that they're looking at one minister's alleged link, but there are many political parties who are already sort of nervous hearing this issue. And you know the modus operandi. Now the modus operandi is those who are linked to politicians and those who are politicians are reportedly a part of this scam. Now they go to a casino and we hear that the monies that they make, etc., those monies are brought back into India using different Hawala routes. So the TRS, I'm not sure the TRS government, that is the Telangana government, has gone on record, but we can confirm to our viewers that our top Telangana cabinet ministers, family members are being investigated. The details that we have as of now, that these gambling event organizers claim that the gambling event organizers, in fact, including this character called Chicoti Praveen, claims that one TRS minister's family may be involved. Yes, Shravan.
Well, in fact, Niranjan, we're getting the second big breaking news now coming in. Let's put that out. Incriminating WhatsApp chats have been recovered. Let's just put that out because that's the big link that's emerging right now. Details of the WhatsApp chats that we're going to put out right now. These WhatsApp chats that the agency essentially has recovered during the investigation. What is it all about? What we can confirm at this point in time, details that we are getting right now in terms of the WhatsApp chats. It appears that the cabinet minister's family members were in touch with Chicoti. In fact, staff members of the cabinet minister was also in touch with Chicoti, is what I'm given to understand. Let me just also take you through some more details, and before I go across to Aneri, in fact, this is what I'm picking up in terms of the WhatsApp chats. Chicoti Praveen's, these WhatsApp chats have been recovered from Chicoti Praveen Kumar's phone. Let's just put that out, Niranjan. WhatsApp chats that have been recovered from Chicoti Praveen's phone. That's the first breaking news. The second breaking news coming in, there is a direct conversation between the close relatives and staff of a TRS cabinet minister. Let's put that out. That's the second breaking news. First, WhatsApp chats from Chicoti Praveen Kumar's phones. Second, big breaking news coming in, direct conversation between the close relatives and staff of a TRS cabinet minister. Evidence that the minister's close family relatives were taken to these gambling junkets. We can now confirm that this is what is coming out from those incriminating WhatsApp chats. In fact, important to point out here is Telangana, which basically takes pride in taking gambling and gaming activities very strictly, has passed a special act, Niranjan, and this is under the Telangana Gambling Act. His own minister's family members are now involved in gambling and Hawala transactions. So, Aneri, There is a gambling act in place now from the WhatsApp chats that have been recovered by the agency. It turns out that the cabinet minister's family members were directly in touch with Chicoti Praveen, and they have actually gone and attended some of the gambling events. We'll put out the details of the gambling events in a short while from now. But a quick check as far as the WhatsApp part is concerned.
When we have been seeing how the Enforcement Directorate officials have been conducting raids at various locations in Hyderabad since on the day one when Enforcement Directorate had conducted raid at Chicoti Praveen's residence, we had seen there were similar raids which were taking place at 8 different locations in Hyderabad, and also at the same time now we see that for the 4th consecutive day, since last 4 days, we have been seeing Chicoti Praveen coming at the Enforcement Directorate in regard with the questioning and hours-long questioning which have been taking place at the Enforcement Directorate office in Hyderabad. But also at the same time, definitely a lot of allegations being raised in regard with what would be the connections of the TRS ministers in this, because last Sankranti festival also he had organized.
Breaking news now coming in. Aniri, I'll just request you to stay on because we're getting back-to-back breaking news coming in. Also, I'll break it by colleague Niranjan on this third breaking news that's coming in with regards to the 3 foreign junkets, the 3 foreign gambling events that have taken place. Let's put out the names: Thailand, Japan, as well as in terms of the third location. Let's put out all the 3 locations right now. Thailand, Nepal, as well as Japan. These are the 3 places where the gambling events have taken place. 3 foreign gambling trips have been organized. 3 lakhs in cash was paid by each person. 180 people were taken is what we are given to understand. 3 lakhs in cash was paid by each person. And all these wins and losses were basically settled through the Hawala transaction. Niranjan, let's just put that out. That's also another big breaking news now coming in. This is the third back-to-back breaking news coming in on this entire Hawala transactions that were being under the scanner.
I'm just going to read out the details that we have, Shawan, and then you'll be able to take us through that. Let's put a graphic out. We have a graphic of part 3 of this news break on the casino scam. Now, the ED has made a big charge. The ED's charge is that a minister's close family member was taken on a casino junket. A sitting minister's family member was taken to this casino junket, and minister's family, not just one, minister's family was taken by this man to 3 casino junkets, not 1 or 2 but 3 casino junkets. We're also hearing, and it's been confirmed by our sources in the Enforcement Directorate, that 3 foreign gambling junkets were organized. 3 foreign gambling junkets were organized of ministers' families that were also involved. Each foreign junket had about 180 people. So, Shawan, if there were 3 people who were taken, 3 junkets, and on each junket 180 people went, and they were very, very powerful people. They were taken on this junket. What happened on those junkets? What happened? How were these monies collected from them? How did the winnings and the monies come back? There is a black money angle that is coming in, coming into the investigation. And each of these person had paid 3 lakhs in cash, and gambling scores. That is the gambling, whatever money they make out of these casinos, we are told, which went into several crores, was settled via Hawala route, is what we are hearing. Was it an operation then to convert black money into white? That's another question that emerges, Shawan. Whether this was an entire sort of a money laundering operation where they were trying to convert black money into white. And Hawala, if there's nothing to hide, right? Why were Hawala routes being used to settle? Hawala routes being used to settle in this casino scam that is coming to light, with several people from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh coming under the scanner. I think you'll be able to tell us a little bit more on this. Shawan, what are they suspecting? What is the scale of this scam?
Well, in fact, I would say this, what you're seeing right now on our screens is just the tip of the iceberg, because it turns out that three major gambling events all organized in this year. In fact, our producers are just going to put out the details of the three gambling events, the international events that were organized by Chicoti Praveen. And he was actually in touch with political leaders. And also in a short while from now, we're going to put out the details of the Bollywood angle and also a Telugu star who's actually attended. We're given to understand they've attended those gambling events. Well, as far as whether money was given by the Bollywood celebrities to Chicoti Praveen is under the scanner at this point in time. But what's very clear is that the cabinet minister's son, or the family members who have actually attended these gambling events, it turns out that there is a Hawala angle, because most of these people who have gone in, 180 people who have gone outside, they were basically given token amount. So 3 lakh equivalent token was basically given so that they could participate in the gambling event. Once they basically returned to Hyderabad in order to settle their wins and losses, all of that was basically done through the Hawala transaction. This basically comes under the FEMA violation. And remember, what the enforcement director is primarily looking at is the Hawala angle. Let's just put out the details right now. Aniri, if you can also come in. Three big events that were organized by Chicoti Praveen. One was in Thailand, the other in Phuket in Thailand, the other was in Japan, and I'm also given to understand in Nepal. In fact, let's just put out the specific dates. In January 2022, the gambling event took place in Japan. Let's put out those details on our screens right away. April 2022, it was in Thailand, and in June 2022, it was in Nepal. A quick response from you, Aniri, and then we'll move to the last breaking news on this very story that we're tracking.
That's right, Shravan. We have been seeing that Enforcement Directorate had noticed about this Hawala transactions, and also the casinos which were organized, these gambling games which were organized by Chicoti Praveen, and for the people who used to go on foreign trips and were organized by Chicoti Praveen as the junkets were moving from various locations. So definitely all angles being probed by, and especially the Hawala transaction angle being probed by the Enforcement Directorate. Since last 4 days, he has been coming for the questioning, and also hours-long questioning being taken place by the Enforcement Directorate in regard with the transactions, and also at the same time we have been seeing that Chicoti Praveen refuses that in regard with any sort of links, political links. He said, we'll see when truth comes out.
We're getting into some more breaking news. The last big breaking news coming in right now is with regards to the Bollywood link that has basically emerged in this, international gambling scam. And Niranjan, perhaps you can come on this story. This particular angle we are looking at about 4 Bollywood celebrities and 1 Telugu star they have actually attended some of these events. In fact, there are pictures that have basically come under the scanner, pictures of those very celebrities. Let's make this very clear. Since the investigation is right now at a preliminary stage, what the agency will have to basically look into is that whether at all there is a Hawala transaction, whether at all money was given by the Bollywood celebrities to Chicoti, and thereafter to settle that money there was a Hawala transaction, because in most of the cases it turns out of the 180 people that had attended, large number of them had basically settled that money through the Hawala transaction. Niranjan, just a quick response from you, and then we move to the other big story that we're getting for our viewers tonight.
Shawan, I wanted to check with you. Can we name these actors? Because if we can name these actors and show the pictures, then we have that ready. I think it'll just, let me ask our producers, if I can just ask our producers to also pull out some of those pictures of actors seen with this man. Okay, we have some of the pictures. I think let's put those pictures out. Okay. Let's top celebrities have attended this event. So I'm being very safe. I'm being very factual. I'm saying that top celebrities have attended this event, performed for this casino, and they are being investigated, we are told. I'm just putting out the details. The 3 gambling events, we are told, this year were in January 2022, June 2022, April 2022, Japan, Nepal, Phuket, and top celebrities attended and performed: Malika Sherawat, Amisha Patel, Scarlett Wilson, Meghna Naidu, Mumaid Khan. We are told that these were the celebrities who were there. Trying to get more details of that. Shawan.
Right, Niranjan, just one caveat as we putting out details of this. Once again, these are images that Chicoti Praveen had himself put out on his social media platform. That's one thing that I would like to underline. And secondly, the agency is essentially looking at whether at all there is a Hawala angle in this. All that we are saying is that there are Bollywood celebrities who have attended these very gambling events, which are now under the scanner of the enforcement directorate. Pictures that Chicoti Praveen himself has put it out on his social media platforms. Thank you very much, Niranjan and Aneri. In fact, Aneri did actually confront Chicoti Praveen when he was called in for questioning by the enforcement directorate earlier today. Take a look.
I can't reveal anything. There is nothing like that. I'll tell you, truth will come out slowly.
This is the fourth day you have been asked.
So, whenever they call, I need to answer them, right? I have to clear their doubts.
But they are, what about the Hawala transaction questions they have been raised?
I can't say you anything. It's under inquiry, right? It's all under inquiry. I can't tell anything about it.
Do you have to once again come to the ED office?
If they call, definitely I need to respect the ED, right? So I need to come there.
What do you have to say on the political
Now I don't want to comment anything about that anything. There's a lot of things has to come out. Let me say. Either you talk or let me talk. There's a lot of things has to say. A lot of things have to come. Let it come. It takes time. On one day you can't. Same day you can't detect anything, right?
Have you arranged any sort of casinos outside in other countries?
Yeah, I arranged it, right? You know, everyone knows, right? That thing you people know, right?
Well, after the break, we have two big stories lined up on This Is Exclusive. Pictures never seen before in the DHFL scam. Properties that have been attached by the enforcement directorate, and also the other story with regards to the Jharkhand illegal mining case. Republic accesses the exclusive images of the properties attached of Pune-based businessman Avinash Bhosle and Sanjay Chhabari.
Is computing in science and engineering an essential part of industry growth?
The technology is fast changing, and all the products that we are providing to the society, they require knowledge from interdisciplinary area.
Can the study of two different domains make students adept with problem solving?
I would just say that apart from getting the educational degrees, focus on developing skills for yourself.
To know more, watch Amrita School of Engineering presents Shaping the Future of India this weekend only on Republic TV.
Why is it becoming about enforcement directorate? How did 50 lakh rupees become 2,000 crores with the Congress party? You should be able to speak about it, Karthi.
I have no comments.
Karthi, you should be able to speak about it. How did 50 lakh rupees become 2,000 crores rupees party? Karthi, Congress party should be taking some questions. Why name Mr. Motilal Vora when he's not there?
After Leader of Opposition in the Rajya Sabha and Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge was summoned by the Enforcement Directorate, Congress General Secretary K. Venugopal underlined the upper house of the Parliament was in session, and Kharge was taking part in a debate when he was summoned by the ED, reiterating that it was an attempt to suppress the voice of the opposition.
हम तो वेलकम किए, सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. That is nothing. That is nothing. We are supporting. It should be passed unanimously. लेकिन
Troubles seem to be mounting for the National Herald and its owners as the Bhopal-based building has now come under the scanner of the Madhya Pradesh government, and the MP government claims the National Herald building in Bhopal is being misused and also hinted at sealing it.
देखिए, कांग्रेस जो है, राहुल गांधी जो है, वो एक तो चोरी की और ऊपर से कह रहे डरेंगे नहीं है अपने आप को देश के कानून से ऊपर समझते हैं। ये अपने आप को राजा समझते हैं भारत का।
After the Enforcement Directorate sealed the Young Indian office of the National Herald House in New Delhi, instructing that the premises must not be opened without prior permission from the agency, Congress called a meeting of all Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha MPs at the Congress Parliamentary Party office to discuss the future strategy of the party. Citing the Delhi High Court and Supreme Court's order in the National Herald case, BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra slammed the Congress for protecting the Gandhi family. He also slammed the Congress party and its leader for their remark, "No more plea but war now," over the sealing of the Young Indian office with the Congress-owned National Herald building in the national capital.
स्वाभाविक रूप से उसमें इस प्रकार का एक व्यवहार, ड्रामा, और आज सुबह यह कहना कि अब याचना नहीं रण होगी, रण मतलब युद्ध करेंगे, अब याचना नहीं रण होगी। नहीं, आप ये बताइए, पहले तो कह रहे थे सत्याग्रह होगी, अब कह रहे हैं रण अर्थात युद्ध होगा। दोनों डायमेट्रिकली ऑपोजिट है। आप करने क्या वाले हैं? सत्याग्रह करने वाले हैं, दुराग्रह करने वाले हैं, रण करने वाले हैं या युद्ध करने वाले हैं? जनता जनार्दन बड़े स्पष्ट रूप से कह रही है, न रण होगा और न रन होगा, RUN run. Neither you should fight against the system, nor you should run away from the system.
And here's some news in brief this morning. Section 144 has been imposed in the entire area of New Delhi, except Jantar Mantar. Any kind.
The second big story that we are getting you tonight are pictures that you've never seen before. On your screens right now, all those exclusive pictures as the Enforcement Directorate attaches about 450 crore worth assets of builders Avinash Bhosle, Sanjay Chabria in the DHFL Yes Bank scam. Republic has now accessed exclusive images of the properties belonging to Avinash Bhosle and Sanjay Chabria. Let me just put out the details. As far as Sanjay Chabria is concerned, about 251 crore rupees assets of Sanjay Chabria has been attached. 164 crore rupees worth asset of Avinash Bhosle has been attached. Let me just show you on your screens right now. These are assets that have been attached of Sanjay Chabria. In fact, these are the details. Land parcel located in Santa Cruz, Mumbai, worth about 116 crore rupees. 25% equity shares of Chabria's company held in the land parcel. Located at Bengaluru, worth about 115 crore rupees. A flat that is located at Santa Cruz, Mumbai, worth rupees 3 crore rupees. Profit receivable from hotels belonging to Chabria located at Delhi airport, worth about 13.67 crore rupees. And 3 high-end luxury cars of Sanjay Chabria worth about 3.10 crore rupees. Let's also take a look at Avinash Bhosle's assets that have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate. This is in the form of a duplex flat belonging to Avinash Bhosle located in Mumbai, worth about 102 crore rupees. One land parcel located in Pune, about 14 crore rupees. One more land parcel located in Pune, worth about 29 crore rupees. A land parcel located at Nagpur worth about 15 crore rupees, and another portion of land located at Nagpur to the extent of about 1.45 crore rupees. We are looking at about 415 crore rupees. Let me quickly get in my colleague Alisha while we stay with these pictures. Alisha, big details basically emerging right now. We'll just get Alisha in a short while from now. I'll just tell you about the investigation, and then we perhaps also play out a report. We have reached the very spot, the place that has been attached by the Enforcement Directorate of Avinash Bhosle. In fact, they say that about 3,983 crore rupees was funds that were basically transferred by Yes Bank to DHFL. They were sanctioned loans to Radius Group of Sanjay Chabria, and they received funds to the tune of about 2,317 crore rupees as loan from DHFL in the name of development of his project Avenue 54 at Santa Cruz, Mumbai, and then Sanjay Chabria diverted the same without using it for the declared purpose. Avinash Bhosle had diverted the funds. Avinash Bhosle, in his various beneficially owned companies, Apart from this, Avinash Bosne connived with Kapil Vadhavan of DHFL and received approximately about 71 crore rupees from DHFL in the garb of providing certain services to DHFL and other entities. We are looking at a massive diversion of funds as we also play out the pictures. These are land parcels that you are seeing right now on your screens, land parcels that have been attached. Let's also take a look at the luxury vehicles which have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate. These are cars of Sanjay Chabria that has been attached by the Enforcement Directorate. We are also given to understand that apart from that, these are the three luxury vehicles, and then also you have flat and the land parcel of Sanjay Chabria that's on your screens. Avenue 54 is the project that has now been attached. Avenue 54 project that we have that has been attached by the Enforcement Directorate.
In the CBSE 2022 boards, the toppers for classes 12 and 10 are from Amity once again. At Amity, we are privileged to educate brilliant students and express our gratitude to our teachers and school leaders who passionately work for the success of our children.
Why is it becoming about Enforcement Directorate? How did 50 lakh rupees become 2,000 crores with the Congress party? You should be able to speak about it, Karthik. I have no comments.